Well, this is my second attempt to do this. I'm finally starting my nuclear November, or my holiday madness series on March 1st, 2023. I'm sorry it's taken me so long to get this started. It's really been a pain in the butt this last few months. Not for me personally, but it's just life. Life is so sucky right now. I've been sick. My dad's been sick. My mom's been sick. I've been sick, like I said again. My nephew's been sick. Seems like he's chronically sick, so... Anyway, one of my aunts died not long ago. Just been a real crummy year so far. And it's only about a third of the way done. I hope that any subscriber I have from Turkey or Syria or Greece with that big train crash, or all the places that have, Ukraine, all the places that have been affected by this past year. I think it's been a year since the whole Ukraine-Russia thing happened. I think it happened in March of last year, so I hope you're all doing as well as can be expected. Not only that, but I've had a few, they're not subscribers of mine, but they're just guys, mostly guys. They come in and they make snide comments about how I shouldn't be doing this, making videos, like, I'm just really a boring, droning, monotonous voice. And it's like, I told them, this is how I sound, this is my face. If you don't like it, why do you visit my channel? You're welcome never to come back if you don't like my style. I do what I do, and that's the way it is. There's plenty of other people to watch if you don't like me, but it hurts my feelings, Excuse me, I have this thing under my legs. It feels like a Lego block. Anyway, I had this really hurtful comment a couple of months ago. It's not a Lego block, it's a tea. Throat drop, and my throat is so sore. The weather has been like a yo-yo. But anyway, Nuclear November, aka Holiday Madness. There are a lot of good movies that are nuclear themed. Most of them are depressing, but it's like they're relevant right now. I chose Fat Man and Little Boy from 1989 because that Oppenheimer movie is coming out later this summer, and because I wanted to kind of do a chronological thing. The Manhattan Project, which is the project where all these people got together in New Mexico and began to build these two bombs, and procured all this plutonium and all these different isotopes, chemicals, whatever you want to call them. This whole thing ushered in the new nuclear age that we now live under. after this happened and people saw what an atomic bomb can do to people and to entire cities, it was like the entire 1950s and all the decades since have been, they call themselves living under the threat of the bomb. And when you saw the damage that happened to Hiroshima and Nagasaki, yeah, you knew the reality of it. You think of the 50s as this innocent time where, people, went about their cheerful lives. The economy was looking back up because of all the, people had to ration a lot during the war and all that stuff during the 40s. But after that, the economy looked more cheerful, but deep down everybody knew that the beginning of the nuclear age meant new weapons of mass destruction never before seen were being manufactured now. Anyway, the movie itself is directed by Roland, I'm going to pronounce it Yalf. This is an Academy Award-winning director, I think, or at least the film The Killing Fields from 1984 was a winner, at least Best Actor, for the Cambodian actor who directed or starred in it. He was murdered later on, which is really horrible, but it was a movie about the Khmer Rouge, the Cambodian genocide, Pol Pot. And I've never seen the Killing Fields, so I'll have to watch that sometime, no matter how depressing it is. The principal cast for Fat Man and Little Boy is Paul Newman, Dwight Schultz, Bonnie Bedelia, Laura Dern, John Cusack, John C. McGinley, Natasha Richardson, a few people of note were in smaller roles like James Eckhouse, Ed Lauder, and Fred Thompson. First gripe out of the way first. The main three women that were in it, actually the only three women that were in it for more than 5 seconds apiece, didn't get a whole lot to do. Bonnie Bedelia was a disenchanted wife of Oppenheimer. She was always there to take care of the kid, and she was supportive, and she was very enthusiastic about moving away from California to New Mexico to do the project. But she wasn't given a whole lot. Natasha Richardson, she played a friend of Oppenheimer's who was a communist American communist, and I think that was quite common in those days. People embracing different political ideas. Even after the Bolsheviks shot the royal family, and such a terrible... There's just such hardship in Russia after that revolution started. A lot of people starved and died and stuff. He had an affair with Jean while he was friends with her, and the wife, Bonnie Bedelia, just kind of put up with it for the sake of the child, for the sake of the marriage, I don't know. And I don't want to give away too many spoilers about that part. Laura Dern as Kathleen, a young nurse. She had the most to do, but it was still kind of just a love interest role. She falls in love with a very tragic young man who is played by John Cusack. He's a young scientist. He's very intelligent. He does a lot of measuring, and I think that's all I'll say. If you choose to watch the movie, just, you know, it's awfully good movie. I like it. It's very good. It's just that Paul Newman's character is just not my favorite. Leslie R. Dick Groves. He's two-faced, you know. At one point he's calling the Japanese, you know, inhumane, and when they are, yeah, they were, excuse me, they were. They did a lot of, the soldiers did a lot of inhumane things, you know. And they were trained never to give up, kamikaze, you know. And, but at the same time, instead of bombing military sites or bombing places where soldiers were occupying places and torturing prisoners of war and stuff like that, they were bombing cities full of innocent children, women, men, which is why I'm going to review Barefoot Gen next, which is an anime. Paul Newman, you know, one minute he's the Japs, or, you know, the Japs, which is a pretty much a racist term, but that's how he spoke. They're no good, they're, you know, they brought this on themselves. And then he goes around saying the Lord's on our side, and in war, I don't think the Lord's on anybody's side. That's just my opinion. Like I said, I like Paul Newman as an actor. He's no longer with us, but this is one role I just couldn't. I couldn't, you know, just couldn't. I think this is where I'll stop. It's good. It's a good movie. I don't know if it'll be better than Oppenheimer. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see you next time with Barefoot Gen. Bye.